Hi, this is Anup Yadav, and today I'm going to talk about the upcoming Lok Sabha elections 2024. I'm not exactly going to talk about the issues, the challenges, or the aspirations of political parties. Rather, I would be keeping myself strictly to the election process. But before going into the election process, I have this important message about all of us who are of the age, who are 18 and above. They should be willing, be ready to vote for in this particular election, because voting is not just your responsibility, it is your right. Just like you enjoy all other privileges, all other rights, enjoy this particular as well, and also fulfill your responsibility. So get ready, get your voter card ready, and be present in your constituency on the date of voting in your constituency. Now let's get into the election process that I want to talk about. And this particular instrument of election is the nota, none of the above. So whenever we have discussions in our friends, in our peer groups, in our colleagues, I for one have come across this particular issue that some of us would say that. Our friends and colleagues, they say that we are voting for one particular political party because they say that we are voting for party not because we find this party worthy, but because we find that there is no worthy candidate in that position. That means I'm not voting for one particular party because they are worthy, they are capable of fulfilling my aspirations for my community, for my constituency, for my country, but because there is no worthy candidate in the opposition, and that's why I am being forced, I am being indirectly forced to vote for that particular candidate. And this is something that should not be the reason to vote in any election. I mean, at the end of the day, voting is should be, whom you decide to vote, that is should be based on your own will, but there should be clear merits behind this free will, not compulsion, direct or indirect. And this particular issue was raised before the Supreme Court of India a few years back, and the court provided this redressal of nota, none of the above. This means that in any particular election, if you are of the view that out of the existing candidates in the fray in that particular constituency, if you are not satisfied, if you think that none of them could could fairly represent your aspirations towards your constituency, you can go for nota, meaning you are deciding not to vote for any of the above, any of the candidates that are voting in that particular election. Now, many of you would say that even if I'm voting for nota, but it will not check the candidates that are in the fray. Meaning, if I'm not voting, but that does not mean that this particular candidate or all of those candidates will not have chance to win in that particular election. I mean, right now it's true. So imagine if there are 100 electorates, 100 voters in one particular constituency, and if 20 of them decide to go for nota, that means they have decided that they would not be voting for any one particular candidate. Then those candidates, they would be elected on the votes of the remaining 80, and they would form a part of the 100% electorate. So essentially these 20 votes would be null, would become insignificant, and that is a serious concern with regards to nota, and that has been flagged to the Supreme Court of India as well. But right now, the court decided that nota does not have any significance because not a vast majority of population goes for nota. Not a vast majority of our electorates they goes for nota, and that's why making or giving a nota some teeth is not necessary right now. But I think if there comes a case, if 40 to 40, 50% of electorates of one constituency or a large number of constituencies, they decide that they are not satisfied with any of the existing candidates and they go for nota, meaning 40 to 50% of electorates they are deciding to go for nota. Then I think if this particular case is being raised to the Supreme Court of India, I am of the view that the Supreme Court would definitely look into it because at the end of the day, the essence of democracy that we have, that is the representative democracy, is that every person who is in the legislature, whether in the parliament or in the state legislative assemblies, they should be representative of the people of their constituency. But if 50% of the people, they are of the view that they do not want to represent any of the existing candidates, then this very essence of representative democracy is being defeated. And if this question comes to the Supreme Court, the courts would definitely decide in the favor of democracy, in the favor of the electorate. So, if in the coming election, if you are of the view that you do not find any of the existing candidates worthy for your fate, of your vote, they are not capable of fulfilling or representing your aspirations, your communities, your constituencies, or your country's aspirations, then definitely go for Nota. Don't shy. Don't just be indirectly coerced into voting for one particular party because you feel that the others are bad. If you feel that he is equally bad, that particular candidate, he or she is equally bad, is not representative, uh, or cannot fully represent your aspirations, your constituency's aspirations, then without hesitating at all, go for Nota.